What is this 0% APR we keep seeing on credit card offers? What is the interest rate all about? A lot of times, most people see these 0% APR and they think it's like free money that you can borrow from the bank. Now, there are certain hidden agenda to these things. So stay tuned as we discover what the 0% APR is all about. How does it impact your credit and how you can make a difference in your credit? Welcome back to Family Finance Made Easy podcast, the podcast where we break down money topics into simple, practical ways that every family can use. I am your host. My name is Patience Naa Odarkai Adjei, a financial professional here to help you make some smart financial decisions. Now, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Family Finance Made Easy. But in today's episode, we are still talking about the credit card. This season, we are discussing credit cards and everything that every family should know about credit card. And today, we are looking at APRs. Let's get started. First, what is interest? Interest is the cost of borrowing money. So when you use your credit card and you do not pay the full balance, the bank will charge you extra for borrowing theirs. And that extra cost is the interest. Now, let's look at what the APR is all about. What exactly is the APR? The APR stands for annual percent rate. And so it is your yearly percent rate that you're going to pay on your credit card. And this is where most families get trapped. Usually, the rate runs between 18 to 30%. I know that sometimes some credit cards are charging even more than 30%, and some goes as high as 35%. Most of the time, families ignore the APR when they are trying to get a credit card. They are more concerned with cash back, the rewards, and points that they're going to get out of the credit card. But barely are people actually checking for these APRs. And it's very, very important for you to know this APR so that you can plan accordingly. Because what you really should be asking yourself is, how much am I getting charged when I carry over a balance? Now, let's talk about how the APR really works. Yes, it is the annual percent rate. But you have to understand that although it is the annual percent rate, it is not charged just once a year. It is actually charged daily. This is why a lot of times people end up paying more interest than they actually thought they would. So now let's talk about the 0% APRs. Now, banks are giving these promotions and getting people to come get credit cards from them. And they are offering 0% APR. Sometimes they are offering for 12 months. Some people may even offer it for 18 months. Why are they offering these 0% APRs? Now, you need to know that this 0% APR is only temporal. This is for you to enter the door. And they know that this is an investment. Okay, now you have to understand that the banks are not in business for borrowing people money for free. And so even though it looks like they're borrowing you money for free, you have to understand that they do have a hidden motive. And the whole idea is that they know that about 90% of the people that take advantage of this 0% APR, most of them are thinking that they are going to be able to finish paying their bills in 12 months. And they are not thinking that there is going to be any way that the bank is going to get them. Now, here is where it gets tricky. They plan to finish paying everything off within 12 months. Here goes, they may lose a job, life happens, things happen, month 1, month 2, and by the time they realize the whole 12 months has passed by and they did not finish paying off their bills, or they kept spending money on it. And so it becomes unbearable. They are not able to finish paying it. And that is where the bank is going to get you, because this is where the full APR is going to be applied at that point. And so the more you continue to carry balance, the more they are going to continue to get you on this. Now, let's talk about one aspect of this APR that they really do not explain it properly to you. There is a deferred interest, and there is the true 0% APRs. Okay, now let's talk about the true 0% APR. You get your credit card, they give you that promotion. You become very disciplined and you make your purchase, and then you stick to it and clear all your balance. Yes, you just took advantage of this 0% APR and no charges at all. This is great news, because then you were able to borrow money and you were able to also pay it off within that 12 months. That is a true 0% APR. And if you are able to play your cards very well, you will be able to take a good advantage of this promotion. However, there is also the deferred interest. Now, a lot of times people do not understand the difference, and it breaks my heart when people actually fall for these traps. And you will usually see this deferred interest with usually furniture stores or electronic stores or stores that says buy now, pay later kind of offer. Now, the real difference between the real 0% APR credit card offers and this buy now, pay later that they defer the interest is that the 0% APR only applies if you finish your payment within that 12 months. So it is conditional. It says that you are going to get a 0% APR if you are able to pay off your balance within 12 months. Now, what they really do not tell you is that if you do not finish paying off your balance within the 12 months, then it doesn't matter how much balance you have left. They are going to charge you interest on the full amount that you took. So let's assume that you made purchase of $12,000. The idea is for you to pay about $1,000 every single month. And so by the end of the 12 months, you would completely finish your whole balance. Now, for whatever reason, something happened in between and you couldn't finish all the 12,000 by the end of the 12 months. Now, what happened is that, let's say you had about $5,000 left for you to pay by the end of the 12 months. You would think that you're going to pay interest on only that $5,000 that you have left. But no, because it is conditional, because it is deferred interest, you are going to be charged interest on the whole $12,000 that you used at the beginning. And the reason is that you broke that the rule of actually using 12 months to finish paying. It was conditional, but they really are not going to explain all of this to you when you are getting it at the store. They're only going to tell you that if you finish paying within 12 months, then you are actually paying absolutely no interest. So sometimes people are thinking, okay, how worse can it be? And then they end up actually paying a whole lot more than they actually purchased it for. So this 0% APR can be good for you to take advantage of if you actually have a strategy to actually finish paying off. But let's be real, life happens. Things happen. Unexpected costs happen. Plans do change. You can lose your job. A whole lot can happen within this 12 months to 18 months. And remember, the banks, they are not in business for handling over free money. They make money off the interest. So they are not in business, or they are not trying to just borrow you money for free. But they are trying to get your foot into the door, and they know how they can get you. The truth of the matter is they continue to offer this 0% APR because they know that about 90% of people that take advantage of this end up carrying balance at the end of their promotional rate. So I always say this, America is one of the easiest place for you to end up in debt. because they are always trying to offer you something for you to be in debt. Whether buy now, pay later, come and buy a car and pay later, buy furniture, pay later. Sometimes you go to grocery store, they offering you credit card. You go to clothing store, the mall, everywhere they are offering you something for you to actually end up in debt. So I'll say this credit card offer they will send you in the mail, they will send you in your email, they're chasing you with these things. Do you think it's for your own good that they will be chasing and looking for you? No. You have to understand that the banks are in business to make money. And so when they are offering you something that looks too good to be true, most of the time it is too good to be true, and you need to take caution on taking a decision in any of these offers. Now, remember, credit cards are not evil on its own, but you just have to understand the credit card game so that you can actually take advantage of it. But if you do